Hi, I'm Jason. Welcome to part 2 of this series showing you the process of making a knife handle. We've now sanded the ends of the knife scales through 12,000 grit micro mesh and are ready to move on to the next step. Before we do though, I want to show you how to chemical etch the Damascus steel using ferric nitrate. This will darken the steel, accenting the raindrop pattern of this blade. Normally I would wait until the handle is completed before doing this, but it is much easier to show you how and the result now. Place the blade in a bag or container and pour in the ferric nitrate. Let this soak for a few minutes until the blade is the desired color. Be sure to handle with care and wear the proper personal protective gear like rubber gloves. Here you can see the layers of steel not previously visible. When you're happy with the color, neutralize the ferric nitrate with vinegar. Here is the final result. We are ready to affix the scales to the blade. Use a cutter bit on your Dremel to gouge out some grooves in the scale. This will help the epoxy bond to the blade better. I like to make a series of dashes and pluses. Here you have one last opportunity to ensure the scales are perfectly flat. Fix it now, or you'll be starting from square one later. Have your pins and strap tube ready and mix your epoxy. Apply liberally to the scales and blade as well as the pins and tube. Then affix the scales to the blade and push the pins in. The tip, make sure the pins are flush on one side so you only have to cut off one end. Clamp and let it cure. Do not use the paper towel to keep the clamps from sticking to the handle. Instead, use a Ziploc or similar bag as the epoxy will not stick to it. So before the epoxy cures, remove any excess from around the bolster area with acetone. When cured, do a final inspection to ensure everything lines up properly. Then cut off the pins and excess tubing using your Dremel or a hacksaw. These pins will get hot, so as a safety tip, you want to make sure that you have a handy fire extinguisher. Now it's time to start shaping the handle. Use a large 80 grit drum sander for this effort. Switch to a smaller 80 grit drum sander to work on the finger grip and the edges. Check to ensure both scales are even and continue shaping. Switch to the belt sander as needed. Be careful not to heat up the pins or the epoxy will break loose. If that happens, re-epoxy and continue on. You can use the belt sander here at this point to also get the thickness . Thanks for watching. Please continue to part 3.